Another AEW star is out of contract and not being re-signed. Plus, WWE has pulled Naomi from something really important, and WWE is working with NWA. We're going to talk about it right here, right now on the Ango Show. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. I want to kick things off with Naomi. Obviously, Naomi's in a very massive storyline. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody's excited about it, which is awesome. However, WWE has made the decision to pull Naomi from a media appearance for Queen of the Ring, which is a new movie. As you guys know, it's wrestling based and it's coming out, I believe, next week or in 2 weeks. According to PW Insider, WWE made the decision to pull her from her scheduled media appearances promoting the upcoming film. The decision, reportedly made by WWE, was to capitalize on the buzz surrounding Jade Cargill's appearance at Elimination Chamber. And obviously, you know, there is a big storyline here. This is a very big deal. Look, here's the situation, guys, and I'm going to be very honest. I see a lot of people in the IWC already trying to push a narrative that just maybe Naomi could be on her way out of WWE or walking out of WWE because they've pulled her from this. I don't think that's the case at all. Naomi Trinity Fatu came back to the WWE, has a great relationship with the WWE, and is used prominently in the WWE, which is obviously a very good thing for WWE and Naomi. I think a lot of people are pushing this or speculating this idea that she could be walking out of the company because they've seen it before with Trinity Fatu and obviously Mercedes Moné when that happened many years ago. However, I would go as far as saying if Mercedes never walked out, I don't know if Naomi would have ever walked out. Now, regarding Queen of the Ring, it's obviously a very big deal. It seems like it's getting some really great reviews from the press releases and the screenings and things that they've already done of that nature, which is obviously a good thing. More wrestling-based movies going Hollywood, I think, is actually really cool. And obviously, Naomi being part of this is really cool too. So, look, WWE has a very massive storyline to sell. This is a storyline that is going to have some big implications with WrestleMania on its way, and WWE is going to utilize that. And obviously, selling Jade Cargill's attack on Naomi and keeping her away is a cool thing to do because it's you're protecting kayfabe. So, in my opinion, I don't really see any negativity here. I think a lot of people are just trying to push that tribalism, but at the end of the day, WWE and Naomi are on good terms, and I think it's very obvious since Naomi's return to WWE, everything has been going right. She's been a champion. She's been on TV. She's been used prominently, and they continue to do that, which is obviously a very big deal, and that's why I'm excited to see what is next. All right, guys, we got to talk about it. Natalya is headed to the NWA. We know that she's headed to GCW Bloodsport. Now we know she's headed to the NWA. Billy Corgan and the NWA announced today that Natalya will be appearing at the Crockett Cup. This is huge. WWE working with another smaller company. I mean, honestly, it just doesn't get better than that. I think this is a very exciting time. The new regime obviously not doing much with Natalya on WWE television, and instead of holding her back and not letting her do anything else, she is going to be working with other companies, which is really cool. The NWA Crockett Cup is obviously a very big deal. It's taking place in Philadelphia at the 2300 Arena on May 17th, and Natalya will be working for the NWA for the very first time. Billy Corgan came out. He says, thank you to WWE for their support on this historic night. Obviously, a lot of people are excited about this, you know, and as somebody like me, let me be very clear. I am not a big fan of NWA. I try to give it a chance. I think the NWA just needs a lot more polishing as a wrestling company. On the same note, I could very well tell you guys that I support the NWA. And the reason for that is because even though it's not something that I may enjoy, I do love having multiple wrestling companies out there, and having this many options for fans is just really good. It's like a good thing for professional wrestling. It's a good thing for the fans. It's a good thing for the industry. It's a good thing for the workers. So ultimately, when I see NWA and WWE working together, my first initial reaction is that I'm excited about it. This will get me to tune in. I'm a huge fan of Natalya. I think she's a great wrestler. I don't think WWE showcases it enough. And because she's not constantly on TV and she's not constantly on prominent, storylines, this to me is like, okay, let me try and watch the Crockett Cup this year. Let me see what NWA cooks. And it's really important we establish this, right? It is so important that the NWA takes advantage of this. There is going to be a lot of wrestling media and a lot of wrestling fans talking about WWE sending a main roster talent to their company. So, for that reason, I look forward to seeing what the NWA does. And I hope NWA puts on a really, really good show, because if they do, they might earn my viewership back. Now, I'm not the only one who thinks this way. There's a lot of other people who may not watch NWA, but they might be more inclined to watch the NWA now. So it's up to Billy Corgan. It's up to the NWA. But I think this is a really good story. And I think it's really exciting to see. And I can't wait to see what happens. And ladies and gentlemen, that brings us to our final topic of today's video. Another AEW departure. Now, I have told you guys, I've warned you guys before, I've told you guys for a little bit of time that AEW is going to be cutting the budget. AEW has a lot of talent signed and a lot of talent that aren't being utilized. Now, we saw Miro, Aleister Black, we saw Ray Phoenix. They have been dropped from the company. Many more are expected. And now today we have found out that Zach Knight is gone from the company. The company has chosen not to re-sign Zach Knight. You guys don't know who he is. He is the brother of Saraya. And obviously, Zach Knight showed up and he did a couple great things at his time in AEW, especially some of his matches, on Rampage, for example. They were really good. Now, let's just be clear. Zach Knight isn't changing the game for AEW. Zach Knight isn't a prominent wrestler in AEW. But Zach Knight is another example of Tony Khan opening up the checkbook and signing talent to deals and not utilizing them. And this is not a company that could survive off doing that. You just simply cannot do that. That's just the truth. That's the reality. Tony Khan and AEW have a lot of talent that are being paid and they're not being utilized. And Tony Khan and AEW are not selling lots of tickets. They're not getting massive money, sponsorships, and a whole bunch of stuff coming in. So this company has to do budget cuts. And I've told you guys for a while, it is happening. It's going to come and we're going to see them do it. And now we're starting to see more names will be revealed. More names will be revealed. Unfortunately, that is the truth. Instead of releasing them, AEW is just making the choice to not re-signing them to new deals, which is a little bit better than what WWE does when they just do releases. So ultimately, this is the way it is. This is the way it's going to be. I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section down below.